welcome to another great video game ideas not used video, GVGINU for short. As always, I'm Andre, and it's a pleasure to share my thoughts with you. For most of this video, you will not see me, with the exception of there and maybe a couple other spots. This is something I wanted to say before, and I didn't think to do a video on it until like recently. But Nintendo, I do not think that DS and Game Boy Advance games really should be put on the Wii U. I mean, it's nice that they're there, but honestly, those games would better serve the 3DS portion of the eShop. And here's my logic in this. Standard DS games, as far as the size, a DS game is about a fourth of the size of a 3DS game. Just like, I mean, for the game cards at least. Which I think that's like 512 megabytes of space. I'm not sure. I think it is. I mean, I've kind of read up on it, so if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But that's what I think it is. At least standard size. Those games could easily fit on the eShop. The the DS games. The ones that aren't being like remade, like Moon is being remade in the Moon Chronicles. Those games could definitely should end up on the eShop for the 3DS. I mean, the device plays them, so why not? Why not put them on the eShop? But the problem is with that, they would have to cut the prices on them somewhat. I mean, either way, they'd have to cut the prices on putting them on the Wii U or the DS. I mean, 3DS. They're still going to have to cut the prices a bit. But I mean, just looking at it from this perspective, it would be better to put those on the 3DS. They would fit better with the 3DS. I mean, it's a handheld. Those were handheld personal games. So it would be better to put them on the 3DS eShop. And put the likes of the GameCube and the 64 on the Wii U eShop. I mean, maybe they have some trouble with emulation of the GameCube and the 64 games. I mean, well, maybe not the 64 games, because there are plenty of 64 games on the Wii Shop. The Wii Shop channel for the Wii. So, I don't think that's a problem. But GameCube might be a little bit of trouble. Though I don't really see it being much trouble. I mean, you should be able to do it. But that's just my thought on it. It's a conundrum in and of itself. But when I look at it, I'm like, yeah, these definitely should be on the 3DS eShop. It just makes more sense to put them there. And I don't get why they're not. There was no announcement for that, and they should have done that. That would make more sense. Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, DS, all of those games, at least the ones that they can get the rights to and put on the eShop, should be on the 3DS eShop, not the Wii U eShop. Or put them on both, honestly. That way you have your choice. And I'm saying eShop, I meant to say, well, I mean virtual console of the eShop, but it's still the eShop either way, but that specific portion of the eShop, the virtual console. But I don't know, I think it will work better that way. And plus, I mean, the way they're putting them on the Wii U is kind of irritating to me. And I will admit this wholeheartedly. It's irritating as hell to me, because they didn't think to, split the screens the way it was on the DS. Nope, they're both right there. Both screens are right on the gamepad. That's annoying to me. Why not put the top screen on your television and the bottom screen on the gamepad? Gosh, man. This is another reason why I kept saying they should make a 3DS player for the Wii U instead of just, putting the DS games on the virtual console and the eShop for the Wii U. Like, if they did it that way and then somehow implemented, Game Boy Advance gameplay on it, that would make more sense. Then it would be easy. In my mind, it would be easier. I understand that Nintendo probably doesn't want to make another hardware add-on for one of their consoles because, they kind of avoided doing that with the Wii. They did great with the Game Boy player for the GameCube. And that was my train of thought. Like, it makes sense to do it this way. I kind of understand not doing it so much for the Wii with the DS. But at the same time, it still could have been done and just used the, point and click for the bottom screen. Use the Classic Controller or Classic Controller Pro for playing your DS games, whatever, and then using the Wii Remote to do the touchscreen controls, which, it would have worked somehow. Probably wouldn't have been the easiest thing to do, but it would have worked. But I digress away from that. DS and Game Boy Advance and all other Game Boy games, Virtual Console for 3DS. Good idea. Doing it specifically and solely for the Wii U, not so much. It's still a good idea in a way. It's still good. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. It's the way they're implementing the DS games that kind of annoys me. Unless they're setting it up so that you can do it either on the gamepad or with your TV and gamepad. If they're doing it that way, then fine, I accept that. But they didn't show us that, so I don't know for certain. But yeah, I'm done musing. Thank you for listening in. Keep your eyes and ears out for more of my stuff, and until the next time, enjoy your games.